Headbangers Ball and Karl and Reed of COC, or Corrosion of Conformity, are here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Now, you guys have been called... What was that?
Oh, nothing.
Jackie?
Jerky.
Oh, jerky. Wow, now we can start the questions a whole different way now. New record's out, very good. And you guys, I've heard people say, oh, yeah, there's a new band, COC, but you guys aren't a new band, are you?
Band's been around for about 9 years. A lot of different incarnations. But, this is the most cohesive lineup, we'd like to think.
Mm-hmm. Now, how would you say, now, even though you've been around for 9 years, isn't this, in a sense, a debut album? I mean, first one on a that's being put out to the masses, right?
Right, on a major level. Reed's been there the whole time. I've only been in the band for about 2.5, but I think this was COC's first chance to actually record a record and take the amount of time that they needed to take, and that wasn't always the case in the past. It was small budgets, you know, short amounts of time, that kind of thing, and now we have the chance to go for it. Now,
since you have been in the band since the very beginning, how would you say that COC has changed in the past 9 years?
Man, well, when we got together, it wasn't anything that serious. Like, I had just got my drum set like a month before we started, so it wasn't anything really that serious. And the whole time we were doing it, it wasn't really clicking like it does now. Like he was saying, he'll talk now.
Well, no, the band, I mean, just never had the chance.
Lighten up, guys.
I was
Am I sweating?
in the band up to 2 years before we hit the studio, and a lot of people were like, why? Why did you wait so long? And I think it was a really good thing because it gave us 2 years to gel and to really craft some really good songs and hit the studio and do it right, you know.
Let's take a look at their video when we get back with COC. Just after these commercials, we'll watch Dance of the Dead from COC. But watch these commercials first, and then we'll be back. That's all you got to do. Stick around.
Judas!
Ain't got the time for peace of mind.
Karl and Reed of COC are here, and when you started, people say, again, here I go putting labels on bands, but you were sort of a punk band.
Crossover, perhaps?
A crossover between a punk, and you started, but you were never from Seattle.
No, never from Seattle, from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, when the band started off, were you sort of a punk band?
Yeah.
I mean, were you playing in the punk scene?
Yeah. That's where we came from, the
COC was
thing.
the old school original wave of hardcore.
Like Minor Threat and Black Flag and stuff like that.
But now you have sort of crossed over into the rock and roll scene, as those other bands have not.
Well, we'd like to think that the music industry's finally caught up to music, you know. Things have changed for the better, I think, with bands like Faith No More and Soundgarden and obviously Metallica paving the way. Finally, the music business is understanding that this is viable, you know, and that kids actually want to listen to this kind of music and not just the stuff that we were hearing on the radio and seeing on MTV.
Because we are hearing your songs. I mean, we're seeing the COC video on MTV, and I mean, it's got to be a trip, especially for you being in the band for 9 years, now to see things really starting to go for you. I mean, is it a strange feeling?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've been doing the underground thing the whole time, doing band tours, and
now you're on Headbangers Ball.
Dude, now we're on Headbangers Ball.
We've made it.
Now,
we made it to the big time.
Here, who knows where it'll go.
Next Cleveland. And so, it's definitely been a big thing. This is the first time we've had a record company really get behind us.
Actually behind the band, understanding the band, giving us creative freedom, and you know, having some respect for the band. That's the main thing. That's about time. The band's been ticking away for a long time, and finally, people are taking notice. You know.
Well, we're about to play the video Dance of the Dead. Is there anything you'd like to tell us, like about the hospital scenes? Is there any hidden symbols in the video?
We did it with that great company known as H-Gun, and a lot of your viewers, I'm sure, have noticed the 9 Inch Nails video and the Ministry and the Jesus Christ Pose, Soundgarden.
Yeah.
So we were all pretty much inspired by what we'd seen, and we said, let's go for it. So the hospital scenes, I don't know what they mean really. I figure it out.
The live scenes, are those like in a garage or something? I mean, it seems it's not
kind of like
big
a
venue thing.
No, it's kind of
Practice
like
space.
a pseudo practice space, kind of, you know.
Is that in fact where you practice?
I can't tell
Just
a
say
lie,
yes.
man.
In
Yeah,
Chicago.
of course.
In Chicago,
When we're in
that's exactly
Chicago,
where it
we
is.
jam.
Okay, well, here is the video, Corrosion of Conformity with Dance of the Dead. That was Corrosion of Conformity with Dance of the Dead, and Karl and Reed of COC are here. The new album is out in your stores. It is called Blind. Very good songs on it. Vote with a Bullet. You mentioned a little bit earlier H-Gun doing videos. The starting of Vote with a Bullet reminds me a little bit of Ministry. Just the way the vocal effects that you put in it.
It's kind of the aberration on the record. Actually, I don't sing on that one, but Pepper sings on it and did a great job. What can I say? Vote with a Bullet. I think it speaks for itself, considering the times we're living in.
Yeah, pretty timely tune.
Now, speaking of the times that we live in, tell me a little bit about the North Carolina Progressive Network.
That's a group, me and some other folks, that were really involved in the Harvey Gantt campaign, which was a candidate who went against your buddy Jesse Helms.
Oh, my buddy.
Your buddy
sure.
Jesse Helms. Yeah, everybody.
You've had him on this show before.
Oh, yeah, we have coffee together all the time.
Yeah. Me and some other folks worked really hard on that campaign to defeat him, and well, we lost. It was really close, but saw a need to keep folks like that together, because in this time in our country, we need to keep that network of progressive thinkers together. And there was a lot of people left over, and we just
You all have the same political views on certain issues and get together and make a stand on it?
yeah.
Do any of those political views ever come out in your music?
Well, the band's all about saying something. I mean, we'd hate to craft a good song and then kind of tarnish it with inane lyrics. You know, that's my standpoint. But I mean, we like to get down and get drunk and do whatever, just like anybody else, and rock out. You know, but you know, we could, I guess, at the end of our lives or the end of the day or from minute to minute, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't speak some peace. You know.
Because I notice you've also been involved in PETA, abortion rights, and Klan Watch.
Well, what we did is, on the record, we actually listed a bunch of organizations. We could have listed 10,000 of them. We just took a good cross-section, and, you know, we figure if people get stoked, get excited, maybe that's their chance to take it one step further and actually act out on those emotions that we...
Have there ever been times in the band that some of you had completely opposite views on a subject, and you were supposed to do a song about something, and the views were completely different?
It doesn't really happen that way. It just kind of, we're all from the same old school, the old punk school of kind of bitching and whining about the system, you know. And
Then, ideologically, we're, you know, it's a pretty cohesive and pretty straightforward theme.
But with this record, the whole idea was not to write something that would be dated. All these things apply to things that have been going on since the dawn of time. I mean, it's not, we're not saying anti-Bush, or whatever, you know, it's about people and how they have maltreated each other from day one, pretty much, and it's going to keep going on. There's always been imbalance.
And to change the subject real quick, you guys are also on the road right now with Prom.
Yes, with Bullet LaVolta.
And with Bullet LaVolta.
Yeah.
So great show. So everybody go check that out. I'm going to check out the shows quite a few times. And thank you very much for stopping by. Good luck with the tour and with the new record, Blind. Check it out.
Just when you thought it was safe.